Good morning, students. Firstly, I would like to thank you for giving this opportunity, and it's my pleasure. Now, introducing to myself, my name is Anil Kumar. I am working at Shantiniketan Junior College and teaching zoology. Firstly, let's learn about the zoology lessons in second year. Zoology lessons in second year. There are mainly 8 chapters are present. First chapter name is the Human Anatomy and Physiology 1. The Human Anatomy and Physiology 1. And the second chapter name is Human Anatomy and Physiology 2. And the chapter name is Human Anatomy and Physiology 3. And the fourth chapter name is Human Anatomy and Physiology 4. And the fifth chapter name is Human Reproduction. And the sixth chapter name is Genetics. And the seventh chapter name is Organic Evolution. And the last chapter is Applied Biology. These are totally 8 chapters are present in second year zoology syllabus. So there are mainly 8 chapters are present. The first unit name is Human Anatomy and Physiology 1. In this chapter is explained, it is including to the 2 subtopics. Each chapter is consist of the 2 subtopics. Subtopic A, it is a digestion and absorption. And the subtopic B, it is a breathing and exchange of gases. At the same time, the second chapter is also consist of the 2 subtopics. First one is body fluids and circulation. And the second topic is the excretory products and their eliminations. At the same way, the third chapter is also consist of the 2 subtopics. And the first one is musculoskeletal system, and the second one is neural control and coordination. And the fourth chapter name is Human Anatomy and Physiology 4. In this chapter is also consist of the 2 subtopics. The subtopics, first one is endocrine system and the chemical coordination. And the subtopic B is immune system. At the same way, the 5th chapter name is a human reproduction. In this human reproduction, in this lesson is also consist of the 2 subtopics. Subtopic is A, human reproductive system, and the subtopic B is a reproductive health. And the 6th chapter name is the genetics, and the 7th chapter name is a organic evolution, and the last chapter name is applied biology. Now, let's know to some basic information of the chapter 1. The chapter 1 is consist of the 2 subtopics is digestion and absorption. And the second one is breathing and exchange of gases. First of all, what is human anatomy and physiology? Human anatomy and physiology. So first of all, what is the meaning of human anatomy and physiology? So human anatomy, ana means up. Ana means up. And tome means to cut. Tome means to cut. So the definitions of the human anatomy, that means of it is a dissections of the human body parts. It is a dissections of the human body parts in orderly, and their study to the structure of body parts in this process known as human anatomy. Ana means up. Tome means to cut. So what is the definitions of the human anatomy? That means of it is a dissections of the body parts in orderly, and they study to the structure of body parts in this process known as human anatomy. At the same way, what is physiology? Physiology means it is one of the branch of biology. It is one of the branch of biology. And in this physiology of branch, dealing with the functions and activities of the living organisms. It is dealing with functions and activities of the living organisms and their body parts. In this branches known as physiology. Now discussions about the lesson 1 is human anatomy and physiology. In this chapter is explained is consist of the 2 subtopics is digestion and absorption. And the second one is breathing and exchange of gases. So the human anatomy of digestion and absorption. Now, let's note this some basic information of the digestion process. Some basic information of the digestion process. First of all, we discussions about the food. First of all, discussions about the food. Food is needed by to the all living organisms because in this food gives to the energy and it is also help to the growth for the living organisms. It is gives to the energy and it is also help to the growth. In this reason, food is needed by to the all living organisms. Now, discussions about the topic is the digestion. So now, let's note to the some basic informations of the digestion. Basic informations of the digestion. First of all, what is digestion? And how many activities are present into the digestion process? First of all, what is digestion? Digestion means it is a insoluble of the complex food. Digestion means what is digestion? So digestion means the insoluble of complex food. Insoluble of complex food. Insoluble of complex food. So what is digestion? Digestion means so the insoluble of the complex food is breakdown into the simple soluble ones. It is a breakdown into the simple soluble ones. And after the simple soluble ones is absorbed to the nutrients by the body. In this process known as digestion. So the digestion, what is the digestion? Digestion means the insoluble of the complex food is breakdown into the simple soluble ones. In this simple soluble ones is absorbed to the nutrients by the body. In this process known as digestion. Next, in this digestion process is mainly 6 activities are present. In this process, mainly the 6 activities are present. The 6 activities are present. In this digestion process, there are mainly, how many activities are present? There are mainly 6 activities are present. 6 activities are present. So the 6 activities are, these are, the first one is ingestion. The first one is ingestion. And the second one is propulsion. And the second one is propulsion. And the third one is mechanical or physical digestion. Mechanical or physical digestion. And the fourth one is chemical digestion. And the fourth one is chemical digestion. And the fifth one is absorptions. And the sixth one is defecation. These are 6 activities are present into the process of digestion. So first of all, what is digestion? Digestion means insoluble of complex food is breakdown into the simple soluble ones. In this simple soluble ones is absorbed by the body. In this process known as digestion. In this digestion process, there are 6 activities are present. The 6 activities are ingestion, propulsion, mechanical or physical digestion, and the chemical digestion, and the absorptions, and the 6th one is defecations. These are 6 activities are present into the digestion process. First of all, the first activity is ingestion. The first activity's name is ingestion. First of all, what is ingestion? So first of all, what is ingestion? Ingestion means taking of the food through to the mouth. Taking of the food through to the mouth. Taking of the food through to the mouth. In this process known as ingestion. What is ingestion? Ingestion means the taking of the food through to the mouth. In this process known as ingestion. In this ingestion process, they are mainly the teeth, mouth and saliva. They are playing a major key role in this ingestion process because it is the food is formed to the bolus. In this process, the food is formations to the bolus. Formation to the bolus. And the second activity is propulsion. The second activity is propulsion. So in this propulsion, in this process is helping to the digestion process. It is a moving of the food. It is helping to the moving of food. Moving of food. Through to the along with the alimentary canal or digestive tract. It is a help by to the process is propulsion. So propulsion, that's a simple meaning is it is a peristaltic movements. It is a peristaltic movements. Peristaltic movements. Peristaltic movements. Peristaltic movements like it is a alternative waves and the contraction and relaxations of the smooth muscles. Contraction and relaxations of the smooth muscles. Finally, the food is moved to the along with the alimentary canal or digestive tract. In this process known as propulsion. And the third one is mechanical or physical digestion. Mechanical or physical digestion. So in this physical digestion process, completely these are totally physical activities. The food does not change into the chemically. For example, the physical digestion like mastications or chewing, as well as like tongue movements. These are totally the process is a physical digestion. In this process, the food does not change into the chemically. In this process known as mechanical or physical digestion. And the first one is chemical digestion. Chemical digestion. So in this chemical digestion process, the complex of the food is breakdown by enzymes. The complex of the food. The complex of the food. The complex of the food breakdown by enzymes. Breakdown by enzymes. So the chemical digestion process means the complex of the food breakdown by the enzymes. First of all, what is a complex food? So complex food like carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. These are totally complex food. So the complex food like as carbohydrates, proteins and lipids, these are totally complex food. In this complex food is breakdown by enzymes. So in this enzymes is secreted by to the digestive glands. Digestive glands like salivary glands, next gastric glands, as well as pancreas. These are totally digestive glands. In this digestive glands is secreting to the digestive juice. In this juice containing to the enzymes. For example, the salivary gland is one of the digestive gland. And in this salivary gland is secreting to the saliva. Secreting to the juice in saliva. In this saliva is containing to the enzymes is a ptyalin. Is consist of the enzyme name is ptyalin. In this ptyalin is act on to the carbohydrates. Carbohydrate is a complex food. So finally, in this chemical digestion process, the complex of the food like carbohydrates. In this carbohydrates is breakdown by enzymes. So the enzymes is secreted by to the salivary glands. secreting to the digestive glands. Digestive glands like salivary glands, gastric glands, pancreas, these are totally digestive glands. These glands is secreting to the enzymes. For example, the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is act on by to the enzyme is a tyrine. Enzyme is a tyrine. Finally, it is converted to the maltose. Finally, it is converted to the maltose. So, in this tyrine enzyme is consist of the juice is saliva. In this saliva is secreted by to the gland is salivary gland. Salivary gland is one of the digestive gland. So finally, the chemical digestion process, the complex of the food is break down by to the enzymes. In this process known as a chemical digestion. For example, the carbohydrates act on by the tyrine. Finally, it is converted into the maltose. It is the chemical digestion. And the fifth one is absorptions. Absorptions. So absorptions means after the digestions of the food is moved to the some of the valves and some of the organs of alimentary canal that can be used to the bloodstreams. Finally, the digestion food of the glucose is entered into the blood and it is gives to the energy in this process known as absorptions. And the last one is defecations. So defecations means cannot digested food is removing or eliminations to the anus. In this process known as defecations. These are totally 6 activities are present into the digestion process. It is the basic information of the digestion. Next, remaining to the class, continue to the tomorrow.